today.
Good morning, America. Breaking news, North Korea launching a new ballistic missile. Its third test in just 3 weeks, sending a short-range Scud missile flying hundreds of miles, sparking new fears overnight.
Jared Kushner under fire. The president's son-in-law and top advisor facing major questions about trying to set up a secret back channel to communicate with Russia.
It's both normal, in my opinion, and acceptable.
The White House defending him. The president praising his son-in-law, saying he's, quote, a very good person. But now reports a White House shakeup may be coming.
Caught on camera, water park accident. A 10-year-old boy rocketing down this 3-story water slide, flying over the edge, skidding on the concrete, but able to walk away. The brand new slide shut down. The accident now under investigation.
And the driver going airborne at the Indy 500, a violent crash sending his car flying, smashing on top of a wall, flames shooting out, disintegrating into pieces. How the driver walked away from this wreck.
Live in Times Square, this is GMA with Robin Roberts, George Stephanopoulos, and Michael Strahan.
All right, good morning, America. And what a scary crash at the Indy 500. Both Scott Dixon and Jay Howard, they were both lucky to walk away from that without serious injuries. And it goes to show all that safety technology in those cars really pays off.
Come a long way.
Yeah. All right, and hopefully that's not happening on the roadways today because millions of people are traveling on this Memorial Day. They are, though, facing some severe weather across the south, some rain here in the Northeast. Ginger is going to have much more on how your weather is going to impact your commute.
It is Memorial Day, and let's not forget what this day is all about. This morning, we're honoring those who fought for this country. Take a live look at Arlington National Cemetery in Virginia. President Trump is going to lay a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier there later this morning.
And we will have much more on the day's events. But first, we want to get to that breaking news out of North Korea, launching a ballistic missile test, raising tensions. And ABC's Bob Woodruff was there on the border just a few hours ago. He joins us now with the very latest. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Amy. Yes, this was launched just early this morning, North Korea time. It's the 9th ballistic missile test carried out by Kim Jong-un this year alone. Now, today, it was a short-range Scud missile launched from a site near North Korea's east coast. It was tracked by the U.S. Pacific Command as it flew about 250 miles for about 6 minutes before hitting the sea between Korea and Japan. Now, today, Japan's Prime Minister called these launches repeated provocations and that they are unacceptable. Now, China, North Korea's only ally, is certainly getting more frustrated. All this week, we drove along the 800-mile Chinese border with North Korea. We were stopped and searched by Chinese military and security officials several times. Now, President Trump has not indicated what he will do next. His defense secretary expressing his continued concerns.
The bottom line is it would be a catastrophic war if this turns into combat. It is a direct threat to the United States. They have been very clear in their rhetoric.
The fact is Kim Jong-un is improving his weapon technology, and he has now launched 3 missiles in about 3 weeks. Amy?
All right, Bob Woodruff, thank you. Dan?
This Memorial Day is a busy one in Washington. President Trump is going to lay a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier in Arlington National Cemetery, as we said. This will be his first public appearance since his overseas trip, and now he is facing new fallout from that trip. The Chancellor of Germany, Angela Merkel, is now suggesting Europe cannot rely on the U.S. and the U.K. like it used to. And as President Trump returns to Washington, he's facing reports of a possible staff shakeup and major questions about his White House, focusing on his top advisor and son-in-law, Jared Kushner's relations with Russia. Our congressional correspondent, Mary Bruce, is at the White House with much more. Mary, good morning to you.
Dan, good morning. Well, after more than a week abroad, President Trump is now back home here at the White House and back in damage control mode. And this morning, his administration is fighting back.
President Trump arriving back at the White House and back into the center of the Russia crisis.
Mr. President, is Jared trying to set up a back channel to the Russians?
In the spotlight now, Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner. His wife, Ivanka, spotted Sunday with the private lawyer the president hired to handle the Russia investigation.
Thank you very much.
Kushner is not a target of the investigation, but questions are mounting over why he tried to set up a secret communications channel with Moscow, even after intelligence agencies concluded Russia tried to interfere in the election. And now some in the president's inner circle are quietly wondering if it might be time for Kushner to take a leave of absence. But overnight, President Trump himself defending Kushner in a statement to the New York Times, saying Jared is doing a great job for the country. I have total confidence in him. The administration insists he did nothing wrong.
It's both normal, in my opinion, and acceptable.
Sources say any back channel would have been used to communicate about Syria and other policy matters.
Any way that you can communicate with people, particularly organizations that are maybe not particularly friendly to us, is a good thing.
But that's not how Democrats see it. The ranking member of the House Intelligence Committee says Kushner's security clearance should be reviewed.
I think we need to get to the bottom of these allegations, but I do think there ought to be a review of his security clearance to find out whether he was truthful, whether he was candid. If not, then there's no way he can maintain that kind of a clearance.
And this morning, the White House is considering a change in strategy, possibly shaking up the communications team, maybe even holding fewer press briefings. And they're working to develop a rapid response team to push back against this constant onslaught of Russia's stories. Now, as for Kushner, for now, the president is standing by him. Amy.
All right, Mary Bruce in Washington, thanks. And let's bring in our political contributor and Republican pollster, Kristen Soltis Anderson. Kristen, first of all, let's talk about the overseas trip, the first overseas trip for President Trump. Some praise, some criticism. How do you think he did with Middle Eastern leaders, European leaders?
With Middle Eastern leaders, that first half of the trip, I think it was a pretty big success. He gave a speech imploring, calling on these leaders to step up their work in terms of fighting radicalism within Islam. Great portion of the visit to Israel. When we moved to Europe, however, that's when things got a little bit dicey. In Europe, NATO allies expected the president to stand up and say that he would defend them, that he would stand by Article 5 commitments under NATO. That means if any of those European allies get attacked, we will defend them. Didn't really stand by those commitments, and so the European half of the trip is where some of our allies have left a little bit shaky about where America stands on defending the world.
Yeah, Angela Merkel very vocal about that. Let's talk about Jared Kushner. Reports that he is under scrutiny now for reportedly setting up those back channel communications with Russians. Now, among all the other allegations about Trump and Russia, where does this one fall?
Well, this one begins to tie together a few different threads. With the investigations into Trump and Russia, there are a million different angles to the story, whether it's about leaks, whether it's about tax returns. This is one that really begins to more closely tie together allegations about Trump's family business and Trump's family matters to the Russia story. Now, we've heard many times there will be shakeups in the White House, many of them not really ever coming to fruition. Kushner is a unique situation because, unlike anybody else who's just staff who you ultimately can fire, he is married to Ivanka Trump, a big asset to this administration, someone who goes out on the road with the president a lot. So Kushner is in a unique position in that he's much closer to the president than most staff.
Yes, and we will be following this very closely as well. Kristen Soltis Anderson, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Dan?
So much going on in Washington, but we are going to turn now to a deadly attack on a train in Portland, Oregon. Police say 2 Good Samaritans were killed when they rushed in to stop a man who was hurling insults at Muslim women. The suspect, Jeremy Christian, now facing multiple murder charges, and ABC's Lindsay Davis is here with the story. Lindsay, good morning to you.
Good morning, Dan. This attack took place during the holiest time of the year for Muslims on the first day of Ramadan. And today the victims are being hailed as heroes, stepping in to protect those 2 Muslim girls being targeted by hate speech.
This morning, new details on the shocking stabbings of 3 Good Samaritans who came to the aid of young women being harassed on a Portland train.
He just started stabbing people, and it was just blood everywhere, and we just started running for our lives.
Destiny Mangum was sitting with a Muslim friend who was wearing a hijab when police say alleged white supremacist 35-year-old Jeremy Christian went on an anti-Muslim tirade Friday afternoon. 3 men stepped in to calm him down.
He told us to go back to Saudi Arabia and to get out of his country. This white male from the back of us came and he was like, "You can't disrespect these young ladies." Then they just all started arguing.
Police say that's when Christian stabbed all 3. 23-year-old Talisha Namkai Meshe and 53-year-old Army veteran Ricky Best were killed. The third man, 21-year-old Micah Fletcher, hospitalized in serious condition, giving a thumbs up overnight from his hospital bed.
These 2 men died heroes.
They lost their lives because of me and my friend and the way we looked. And I just want to say thank you to them and their family, and that I appreciate them. Without them, we probably would be dead right now.
Police say Christian has a known criminal history and extremist views. ABC affiliate KATU obtained this video of a man appearing to be Christian yelling profanities and hate speech on the train just one day before the attack.
Oh, looks like we got a Christian or Muslim bus driver. I'll stab you too.
More than $1 million has already been raised for the victims of this attack on various websites. The FBI has not yet indicated if Friday's slayings qualify as a federal hate crime. Christian will be in court tomorrow. Just a
horrifying story.
Absolutely. All right, thank you, Lindsay. And we're going to turn now to those Memorial Day storms. As millions hit the roads and sky this morning, there's severe weather and rain across the south and the northeast. And let's get right to Ginger, who's been tracking it all. Good morning, Ginger.
Good morning to you, Michael. One of the busiest severe weather outbreaks that we've seen for the whole season, stretching from Colorado to Virginia. This was Saturday alone, more than 500 storm reports, clusters on Sunday into early this morning. And we're not done with this danger on Memorial Day weekend yet.
Deadly Memorial Day weekend storms. At least 4 confirmed tornadoes in Missouri alone. And in southern Oklahoma, hail up to 4 inches in diameter, hammering cars on the road. In Clarion, Pennsylvania, flash flooding shutting down roads. In Branson, Missouri, 2 people pronounced dead and 1 reportedly missing after their car was swept away by floodwaters.
Got a car in the water with people trapped.
Lightning electrifying the night skies in Springfield, Missouri. And east of Nashville, winds up to 95 miles per hour slicing through. More than 70-mile-per-hour winds near Memphis, taking out trees, blocking roads, and knocking out power for at least 200,000.
It's the stationary front that's draped across the Gulf, and most of that moisture has moved off into the Gulf. But watch as this low-pressure system slides across the southeast today. It's the damaging wind threat, especially this afternoon and evening from Atlanta right through Columbia, South Carolina, even Raleigh later tonight, that we're going to be watching. Michael?
All right, thank you, Jenny. We'll keep our eye on that. But the weather, well, that's not the only thing that's leading to tough travel. A computer outage at British Airways stranding thousands of passengers around the world, forcing some of them to sleep on airport floors and wait for hours in long lines. ABC's Matt Gutman is at British Airways' main hub at Heathrow Airport. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, Michael. Passengers are still feeling the effects of that global IT shutdown. We've heard of passengers again sleeping in the terminal last night. Now, we've seen plenty of planes coming in and out from British Airways out of this airport today. But shockingly, British Airways is refusing to tell us how this major power outage happened or even on what continent it happened on.
Air travelers still reeling this morning from that catastrophic British Airways computer glitch. The airline saying a power outage triggered an IT system failure that rippled across the globe. Passengers stranded in airports from Los Angeles and Singapore to London and Rome. About 1,100 flights canceled or delayed. BA's planes parked tip to tip this weekend, and outside the terminal, hundreds camped out.
As bad as it is here, an officer at the entrance over there told me that inside, pure bedlam. It's hot and even more crowded.
With lines to nowhere, passengers bedding down right next to their bags.
Slept here overnight on the floor, but, you know, I gotta get home somehow, so I don't really have any other options.
When they woke up, more lines.
This is an epic fail by British Airways. It's a failure to invest in proper computer systems. It's a failure to have a disaster response plan.
In the U.S., those systems seem to be holding, with nearly 3 million Americans taking to the skies this Memorial Day. But Americans can expect even busier lines at airports this summer, with more than 234 million passengers expected to fly.
Now, analysts are telling us this exposes major vulnerabilities for all airlines, including American Airlines, that haven't updated their computer systems. Think about it. If a single power outage did this, what could hackers or even a cyber attack do, Michael?
Well, you know what, Matt? We're also learning this morning that a laptop ban on all international flights is more than likely.
That's right. Homeland Secretary John Kelly saying the administration considering it. He says terrorists are obsessed with bringing down especially an American flight mid-air. Now, this ban would apply to every flight coming in and out of the United States folks would be forbidden from carrying on laptops or larger electronic devices. Could cause major headaches, Michael.
All right, Matt, thank you very much. Amy?
And on this Memorial Day, authorities are investigating what caused a Navy SEAL's parachute to malfunction during a stunt. It happened near the Statue of Liberty. He was able to cut himself loose from the chute, which you see falling to the ground there. He was sent free falling into the Hudson River nearby, but unfortunately, he later died from his injuries. He was part of an elite Navy skydiving team known as the Leapfrogs. They were taking part in an air show on Sunday when his chute failed to open. The region's naval commander says the SEAL community has lost a true patriot indeed. Our hearts go out to his friends and family this morning.
And my father was a paratrooper, so my heart definitely goes out to him and his family. And thank you for that, Amy. And also this morning, another accident. A lot of people are talking about that crash at the Indy 500. That two drivers were lucky to walk away from this. On lap 53, Jay Howard loses control and hits the outer wall, then swerves back into traffic when he couldn't control his car. And that's when Scott Dixon comes in. He hits Howard's car, and he goes airborne, crashing into the infield fence. As you can see there, his car torn to threads. But incredibly, both men were okay, and Dixon later called it a bit of a rough ride. And then the end, Takuma Sato took the checkered flag after trading leads with Helio Castroneves for the final 10 laps, finally crossing the finish line to become the first Japanese winner ever.
Is he drinking milk?
Yeah, that's what they do. That's what circle, yes.
Oh, okay.
The ceremonial milk.
You didn't know? It does the body good.
Thank you, Michael.
It's a good long race.
You get news and health advice here on Good Morning America. Also this morning, we're marking the 100th anniversary of the birth of President John F. Kennedy. The JFK Eternal Flame at Arlington National Cemetery taking on special significance on this morning. Many Americans taking time today to honor a president whose youthful administration inspired a nation. And here's ABC's David Wright.
3 out of 4 Americans were not even born when JFK became president.
The torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans.
He's someone handed down to us in glamorous photos evoking the Mad Men era, in stirring speeches with lofty goals. JFK's America, so different from ours.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
It's almost like he's black and white, grainy and gone.
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
Today would have been John F. Kennedy's 100th birthday. The family celebrating in Boston, daughter Caroline.
I've thought about him and missed him every day of my life. But growing up without him was made easier thanks to all the people who kept him in their hearts.
His only grandson, Jack Schlossberg, reflecting on the family legacy.
President Kennedy was elected on a platform of challenges and not promises.
And fighting on here in Washington. Congressman Joe Kennedy of Massachusetts, aged 36.
There is no mercy in a system that makes health care a luxury.
Robert Kennedy was your grandfather? Yeah. John F. Kennedy was your great uncle. Is it hard walking in those shoes?
You don't walk in those shoes. How do you possibly live up to what giants and titans have done?
He knows nostalgia alone can't overcome the challenges of today.
You do what you can, at least I believe. You do what you can to try to leave the world a little bit better than you found it.
He's fighting to carry the torch for a new generation, a living legacy. For Good Morning America, David Wright, ABC News, Washington.
Well, you can really see the Kennedy in this younger generation. It's incredible.
Our thanks to David for that. Let's go back now to Ginger with more on all that rain hitting the Northeast.
So many people. My makeup artist Lisa said, is it going to rain all day? Well, that's very hard to do, Lisa. We know that. But it won't rain all day. It's just not going to be the nicest of barbecue days. Look at it clears out, at least in New York City, by later this afternoon. Your local weather in 30 seconds. First, though, the select cities brought to you by Walgreens.
Summer took a hit this morning when Frankie popped the alligator floaty. Plus, snacks and drinks are gone, people. And one of us used up all the sunscreen. I wonder who. We're gonna need some reinforcements, quick.
Copy that. Walgreens makes it easy when summer needs a little help. Your summer base camp is just around the corner, so you can get in, out, and back to those summer shenanigans. Walgreens, at the corner of happy and healthy. Today only, all military and veterans enjoy 20% off in store.
Well, starting off rather gray and gloomy on this Memorial Day, but once we get through the clouds, drizzle, and fog around lunchtime, we'll get some sunshine through the late afternoon, warm temperatures in the mid-80s, so looking pretty nice for your outdoor plans. Maybe you've been waiting to hit the pool. Well, some clouds around 11